Yeah. Welcome back to My Hero Academia, Anime Review Episode 262. Well, I am doing this particular video purely because the more specials coming out not this coming weekend, but next weekend. So I figured though I get the OVAs done before that special comes out. And a lot of people agree with me on this. Where I am hoping for this. Crunchyroll, please release the special dubbed. A lot of people want to see that dubbed. Heck, you should also release. There's a couple of things you should release. Actually, 3 more things you should release dubbed. The Isekai Quartet movie, that needs a dub. The Saga movie, that needs a dub. And the special for I Got a Cheat Skill and became Rabbit in World War II, that needs a dub too. Just release those dubbed. I'm sure getting the voice actors are not that too difficult to do. I mean, yeah, it's a special, yes, but I think fans of shows would love to see those dubbed. Come on, Crunchyroll. Yeah, but in the case of these, now, we're discussing 3 of them, per se, for this particular one. First one is Departure, which is a OVA that was bundled with the World Heroes Mission. I didn't see this one come out. I own World Heroes Mission. I had to watch the sub. It is roughly 5 minutes. It is simply put a prologue into the World Heroes Mission, where you just have Endeavor, Bakuto, Deku, and Shudo at an airport going to America. And, of course, you have Deku just scribbling around and basically he's being nervous. All of a sudden we see Hawk and Todoroki show up, and then when of course Deku says Hawk's name, a bunch of fangirls basically come basically going after him. When he says Endeavor's name, no reaction. Probably because a lot of people find him very scary, despite the fact it was completely obvious the fact that he was going to be the #1 hero, because of course basically when All Might retired, he was the most obvious choice to be #1. He is of course at the end of the series since retired. So there's also be about playing CD arrangements where she was like, I want to send my friends, and then of course thanks to Hawks that he rearranged it where Endeavor sitting next to Bakuto, and Shudo's next to Deku. Okay, and then they go on the flight, and then we'll briefly see one of the characters aboard his mission. I think it's the original character they be in the movie, who later came pop up in the manga, the anime as well. Interesting to include him here. And this is not original. This actually is adapted from a one-shot. Yes, believe it or not, this OVA Departure is adapted from an actual one-shot. I'm like, really? It's that from a one-shot? Yes, a one-shot. I think it's like Hawk's Soothe. Yeah, it's adapted from this particular one-shot, which is kind of weird. Oh, Rhodey, so I think this was his first chronological appearance. Well, actually, he appears in flashbacks in the movie itself, but this, I think, was basically his, well, kind of an early cameo for him. Yeah, and by the way, he's actually voiced in the movie by Ryan Colt Levy, who's basically known by anime fans as the voice of Chainsaw Man himself. And of course, the young version was voiced by Christina V. Yep, and that's the OVA. It's 5 minutes. You know we can watch it. Watch it with the Blu-ray release. Next we have 2 OVAs released in 2022, which I believe is released as part of release for season 5 for the show. One is Hero League Baseball, and there's a lot of characters not here. So, let's mention basically what characters not here. Deku, Bakuto, Shudo, Froppy, Ochaku, Momo, not here. Here's guess who's here for last 1A? Menta, Tail, Earjack, Kaminari. Trying to think here. I think that's it. But Pinky's not here either. So we have like 4 people. So the teams are made up of from it's basically Orca versus Linos. Yeah, it's all about baseball competition. So here's okay, so we have for Orcas we have 1, 2, 3, 4 people from Class 1A, that being Denki, Cellophone, Menta, and Earjack. From Class 1B, oh, we actually have 5 for this team. We have 5. I also got Tentacool. So Class 1B, we just have Kaminari Wood. Actually, no, he's not from Class 1, just Vine. Yeah, Vine's the only one from the class, which is interesting. So 1 from Class 1A. Yeah, Mount Lady's here too, so yes, we can translate Gemini voice of this character once again. It is interesting, though, this team has got 5 people from that team, and like 3 pro heroes. For Lionels, you have just... This is a surprise. Only 2 pro heroes for this team. And guess who from Class 1A, part of the Lionels team? Only 3. That being Tailman, Sugarman, and Red Riot. That's it. Mines, Graviton, and Real Steel are from Class 1B. Sun Eaters were a big 3, and Fat Gum is the only pro hero side from Lionel. Yeah, it's basically a baseball game with no substitutions. Also, Razorhead is basically a commentator here with President Mike. Mike, no surprise, basically is a commentator. And, well, the players drop like crazy, who pass it all due to exhaustion. They couldn't do substitutions. Oh no, couldn't do any substitutions. Then again, because the Colonel show up, and because most of the players dropped out, the game is declared a draw. Which, yeah, this one doesn't feel like it fits in the canon very well. Yeah, like, if you're gonna place, like, okay, so if you're gonna say if this is this OVA complete anime original? Yes, it is complete anime original. It just threw this in here because I'm thinking because the creators must love baseball, so I threw that in. The last one we're discussing here is Laugh as You're in Hell. This one definitely feels like should be part of the show because, yeah, it's a side episode from the main show. Yeah, so we have this one. This one I can easily place where the heck this takes place. This is obviously another thing set during the Endeavor Agency arc. One of like 2 things. The other being World Heroes Mission, which is also set during this arc. We have this graffiti artist known as Smile, and the police are asking Endeavor to help out. Of course, see Lisa Ortiz once again playing Burning. Probably like the only time you see Burning do practically anything. Burning is a great character. It's just that, and I don't fault, and this is not Lisa Ortiz's fault for this. It's the anime's fault for giving her not really a lot to do. But in my opinion, great to see her. And can you believe by the time during this arc she's only 25, this regular actress is actually a lot older than she is? Yes, I think Lisa's in her 40s, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think she's 50. She is... I mean, she's been voice acting since 96. She is currently 51. Yep. 51 years old. So she must have been in her 40s when she first started playing the character. But she did a great job. There's no denying the fact she did. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, by the way, by the time the series ends, she's only in her mid-30s, the character. Yeah, which means she's like a little decade younger than the voice actress. Also, we see Alexis Timpson back here as May, which I think it's great the fact we have Alexis here. It's awesome to hear her voice. I must hopefully see her again in August. Yeah, pretty much everybody. Now, the new one we have here is Mr. Smiley. He is by far the only original character we have for this OVA. Yeah, and here's the thing. He is completely in this one shot. He does not really appear again, per se. Also, apparently, the guy who voices him Also voices one of the guards of Tartarus' main entrance. You're thinking Tartarus? What the heck is Tartarus? Tartarus, I believe, was the base of the paranormal. I think it was like a paranormal liberation or anything. It was. Yes. Oh no, it's a prison. Yeah, it's a prison. So yeah, so they brought this guy back here. He's a fine character. I don't have a problem with Smiley. Probably by far the best thing about this OVA is our lead characters. I think that Burning does a great job. I'd say pretty much everybody got plenty to do here. Yes, May and Paolo don't get a lot to do. They only had a couple scenes, but that was nice to see them. We even see a character who barely appears in the show appear in this OVA. Yes, they bring in the character named Onma, one of Denver's 30 sidekicks. Yes, 30 sidekicks. A character who does nothing the whole show. You see him appear in a lot of background shots, and yeah, the thing is, I do not remember this character doing much of anything at all. That is the problem with pretty much. Also, we see Kiddo here. Yeah, Kiddo. That's a Moe Man. Yes, a Moe Man. Yeah, who basically has his face bandaged the entire time. He's voiced by Lee George, who also voices a character called Boomerang Man. They're like, okay. So, I would say the weakest characters of this special is probably Kiddo himself. He doesn't do much anything at all. Ultima does not do anything. I say aside from our three big leads, which is Bakudo, Deku, and Shudo, I'd say Endeavor did fine. Burning, I love her performance. I love the performance Lisa Ortiz gives her in the special. May was just a delight to see. Yeah. So the special itself is interesting at best. I thought it more gripping than the baseball special that happened before this one. Yes, seriously. Yeah, they released this as the same day as the baseball special, and I found this one more interesting than the first one. Yeah. So that's pretty much it here. Discussed for these specials. So that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to notifications. Next up we have is a Comic Corner, and then it's on to One Piece. Okay, next video. Bye.